Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience and their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's Libsyn, ads.com today.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my latest episode of the Speak English with a British Accent podcast. Before we start, a quick reminder that the British Accent Bundle is currently on sale, but only for the next couple of weeks. So if you're planning to learn the British accent in 2025, join the training at this discounted price. Link in the show notes, but do go to learningbritishaccent.com/bundle to sign up. Section 1. Why do I lose confidence the better I get at English? It is not uncommon for people to feel less confident as they become more proficient in a skill or subject. This can be because as we improve, we become more aware of the complexities and subtleties of the task at hand, which can make us feel less confident in our abilities. Additionally, as we become more skilled, we may be more likely to compare ourselves to others who are also highly skilled, which can lead to a feeling of inadequacy. It is important to remember that confidence is not necessarily linked to skill level, and it is normal to have ups and downs in confidence. It can be helpful to focus on your own progress and accomplishments rather than comparing yourself to others, and to remind yourself that everyone has areas where they feel less confident. Section 2. What is shadowing and how it can help improve your British accent? Shadowing is a language and accent learning technique that involves repeating words and phrases spoken by a native speaker as closely as possible in terms of pronunciation, intonation, and stress. The goal of shadowing is to improve pronunciation, listening comprehension, and overall fluency in the language and accent. To practice shadowing, you'll need recordings by native speakers speaking in the RP British accent and repeat what they say as closely as possible. It is important to try to match the rhythm, the intonation, and the stress of the native speaker as closely as possible. To help you do this, I have a whole variety of audio and video recordings for shadowing practice, from audio fairy tales to recorded news articles and simple nursery rhymes that are easily remembered. You'll find lots of training material in the British Accent Bundle and on my website. Shadowing can be a helpful technique for language and accent learners of all levels, from beginner to advanced, as it's a way to practice speaking and listening at the same time, and it can be especially helpful for improving pronunciation and your accent. Now, if you have any suggestions of audio recordings that you feel would be helpful to practice your shadowing technique, please let me know. My email is in the show notes.
The Fall Line is a deep dive true crime podcast focused on cold cases that could be resolved if the public knew about them. You'll hear about missing people whose families have been searching for decades, John and Jane Doe cases from across the country in desperate need of public attention, unsolved serial homicides like the Atlanta Lovers Lane murders that never made the national news. The Fall Line digs deep, interviewing the families, law enforcement, and experts closest to the crimes to bring you cases you've never heard of and explore what can be done today to solve them. Find The Fall Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Section 3. English contractions, a quick guide. Contractions are shortened versions of words or phrases that are formed by combining two words and replacing some of the letters with an apostrophe. In spoken English, contractions are used to make speech sound more natural and fluid. To use contractions in spoken English, you simply need to replace the full form of the word or phrase with the contraction. For example, instead of saying do not, you would say don't. Here's a few more examples of very common contractions you'll hear in spoken English. I am becomes I'm. He is becomes he's. She is becomes she's. It is becomes it's. We are becomes we're. They are becomes they're. One common exception to this rule is the word won't. It is a shortened form of will not, but you can see the word will is not in the contraction at all. Won't, shortened for will not. Overall, using contractions in spoken English can help your speech sound more natural and casual. Try not to overuse them, as doing so can make your speech sound too informal or even lazy. Section 4. Test your contractions knowledge with a quiz. Fancy testing your knowledge on English contractions? I've created a short quiz for you. Now I'll put the link to the full quiz in the show notes, but let's do a couple of questions here and now. So, question 1. What is a contraction in English? Is it A, a shortened form of a word or phrase, B, a type of punctuation, or C, a verb tense? A, B, C. And I think it's a shortened form of a word or phrase. Which of the following is a contraction for I am? So I will spell out the various options. So number 1, I am. Number 2, A, M, I. Or number 3, I apostrophe M. So which of those is a contraction for I am? I am, A-M-I, or I apostrophe M. And it's that apostrophe, I apostrophe M. Section 5. British accent tip for Polish speakers and so many other non-native English speakers. Now, it isn't just the Polish that really struggle with the TH sound. So often I hear it pronounced incorrectly using a D, a T or an S, or in the case of many native Polish speakers, with an F sound. So think becomes fink, and 3 is said as free. If you're Polish, you can test if you're making this mistake by following this little exercise. You know that the bottom lip is necessary to pronounce the F sound. Say the word fasola. Fasola. So now is the time for all my Polish friends to tell me how I've got the pronunciation of this word for bean completely wrong. Fasola. Fasola. Now take your fingers and pull the bottom lip down and away from your teeth. Now try to say fasola. It can't be done. But do the same thing and say 33. 33. And you should be able to pronounce the TH with no problem. Practice this lip pulling technique in front of a mirror and don't forget to wash your hands. Now I can guide you through how to say both the unvoiced and the voiced TH sound in the Week 8 Day 2 video and the Week 8 Day 3 video of Course 1 of the British Accent Bundle. This sound is such a giveaway that you're not a native speaker of RP British English. Crack this sound and you'll be laughing. Go to learningbritishaccent.com/bundle and sign up for the courses. Thanks so much for listening. I've just got time to wish you all a very happy holidays and have a fantastic new year. Thanks again for listening, and if you'd like to support the podcast, please do use the links in the show notes to make a donation or to purchase the courses. Your support keeps this show going. Keep well and enjoy yourself. See you soon, but bye for now.